I don't know what the state has left for day 8. We heard that the state was trying to find C-Ray, one of Keffe D's closest friends and confidants. Keffe D says that C-Ray turned into a informant against him and that C-Ray's wrong for that, per Keffe D in his book. We heard that they were trying to find C-Ray and they could not, in fact, find C-Ray. So I don't know if we're going to see C-Ray come and testify. I think the reason they put that on the record is so the jury understood why he was not there. We also spent a lot of the day yesterday with the gang detective who worked in Compton and then at LA Sheriff's, who also has a book called Once Upon a Time in Compton. Who knew? Everybody's got a book. I should just start assuming it. And the cross-examination, though at the end had some points, it wandered so much at the beginning. I just wonder if some of those points were lost. And we're really seeing that with what the jury is asking. The jury is asking the questions they want the answers to. And it's interesting getting a little insight into what the jury's thinking. Hey, if Keffe D is spending his time around all these Southside Compton Crips and you're saying that Tupac's spending his time around these Blood Pyrus, why is Keffe D considered a gang member and Tupac's not? Really normal question if this is not a world that you are familiar with. And the jurors asked the one question I was wondering if the prosecution or the defense was going to ask of the first witness yesterday who was in the entourage following behind Tupac, which is, so was anybody shooting? Did you see anybody shooting? Was anybody shooting? No? Okay. Because none of the attorneys asked it. And we wanted to know. So the jury questions have really become kind of the insight to what they're thinking. And I think what it tells you is that this jury is still invested and they're still curious and they've got questions.
Yeah, this is my book here. I would like you guys to buy it and get the real truth instead of from a cop or some fucking industry people, some bullshit. You getting it from a real motherfucker. So go get the book, you know, and you can get the real truth about this whole situation.
Well, that's why they picked that clip then.
I told you I beat 3 of the baddest entities in the world. United States government, fucking cancer, and the streets.
As part of your duties working for the Clark County District Attorney's Office, did you also receive video from the courtroom proceedings in this case?
I did.
And did you receive one view from a television network and another view that you synced up?
Yes, I did.
Oh, boy. Well, I guess he was mouthing stuff at a witness in court, wasn't he? Now, we've seen them use snippets from the actual televised trial in things like closing. We've seen them use imagery of the witnesses on the stand. We just saw that in the Corey Richins case. I don't think I've ever seen a clip of the defendant doing something in court come back around in trial in one of the cases that we've covered.
I have a room back here at 3:40. Please rise for the jury.
And what I appreciate is they synced it up with the screen from the court so that you can see Keffe D looking at the witness, but you can see that the witness is there too. I don't know if he says fucking fuck, fucking fed, fucking rat. I don't know. He says something. He mouths something. So we're going to a jail call from 10/12/23.
They just trying to use the words I said against me, but they can't do that shit.
They're just trying to use the words I said against me, but they can't do that shit. I heard that loud and clear.
I just wish you would have never talked to them, you know?
Yeah, you're right. I know. I should have just went on and did that little...
Stop doing all them interviews and that, just never did none of that shit.
This is from 10/21/23. He was indicted in 2023. His book came out in 2019.
They trying to use my statements against me. You're going to lose, dude. I was paid to say that, stupid ass dude. Yeah.
Okay.
I was paid to say that, stupid motherfucker. You can't use my shit against me, you stupid.
I was paid to say that. Which time? Which time were you paid to say that? You can't use my words against me. Oh, they can, though. I don't think you understand how that works. Those words do not mean what you think they do.
Motherfucker, you can't use my shit against me, you stupid.
And then what's this book they say you wrote?
Yeah, I did. After that dude did that, I didn't breach that contract. He did.
Okay.
What's that book they say you wrote? I did. What's that book they say you wrote? I did.
Can we play the 11-9-23?
11-9-23.
Okay, fine. So I'm gonna call Edie. I'm gonna call him today, and then when you call me later on tonight or tomorrow, I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Love, my bro.
All right, I'm looking out for you, dog. All right.
But once I get home, man, we rich.
Oh, of course.
Once I get home, we're rich.
All right.
But once I get home, man, we rich.
Oh, of course. Of course.
All right, I got to tell Keith, dude, you know what I'm saying? Don't let them throw that motherfucking shit up in your face. We be mad the motherfucking 10 years later. That series still going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make us want to, you know, I got to tell that nigga, I got blood on my money.
I got blood on my money. Tee-hee, tee-hee, tee-hee.
So who's your next witness?
Judge reserving the right to confirm with the clerk that everything that we've offered has been admitted. At this point, the state will rest.
What? What did you just say? The state rests? He said, reserving the right to confirm with the clerk that everything we've offered has been admitted. We rest. The jury's
I
out.
should admonish you on your right to testify at this time, just so you can make that decision overnight with your attorney. Okay.
Fair enough.
Mr. Davis, under the Constitution of the United under the Constitution of the United States and under the Constitution of the State of Nevada, you cannot be forced to testify in this case. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You may, at your own request, give up this right and take the witness stand and testify. If you do, you will be subject to cross-examination by the Deputy District Attorney, and anything that you may say, be it on direct or cross-examination, will be the subject of fair comment when the Deputy District Attorney speaks to the jury in their final argument. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
They're
If
going
you
to
choose
comment
not
on
to
your words
testify,
anyway.
the court will not permit the Deputy District Attorneys to make any comments to the jury because you have not testified. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you choose not to
They can't comment on the fact that you didn't testify. They can comment on all the shit you said, though.
testify, the court will instruct the jury, if your attorney wants me to, as follows. The law does not compel a defendant in a criminal case to take the stand and testify, and no presumption may be raised and no inference of any kind may be drawn from the failure of a defendant to testify. Do you have any questions? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions in general about these rights?
No, I'm good.
You understood? Okay. You're further advised that if you have a felony conviction.
What's I'm good mean? I'm good. I'm good. I want to say something. I'm good. I don't want to say something. Now I'm curious.
And more than 10 years has not elapsed from the date you were convicted or discharged from prison, parole, or probation, whichever is later, and and you elect to take the stand and testify, the DA will be able to ask you in the presence of the jury the following. 1, have you been convicted of a felony? 2, what was the felony? And 3, when did it happen?
I mean, the shit's
but the
kinda
DA
out of the
cannot get
horse
into
on that
details
one.
about that. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll leave it to you and your attorney's consultations as to what your decision is, but I just wanted to give you those rights at this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Judge, just for the record, because Mr. Stamp may not be aware of this, we checked the 2015 conviction. It ran on August 11th of 2026. So the only conviction that he would be facing cross-examination for is his conviction a couple of years ago for battery by a prisoner.
Okay. All right. Yes.
The defendant has a question. What the prosecutor said is his 2015 conviction ran the 10-year statute, so they're not going to be able to ask about that one. I don't think his past convictions matter all that much in this case. The jury is aware that he has past convictions. He's talked about having past convictions. I don't think it changes how the jury approaches evaluating what Keffe D has had to say.
All right. Yes, sir.
Is that why they sent them to attack me?
I understand that's what you...
Sir, the prosecution did not send anyone to attack you. His question to the court, is that why they sent them to attack me? I imagine that you and your fellow prisoners don't always get along. But he's like, is that why they sent them to attack me? No. Nobody sent anyone to attack you. I can't say that for a fact. I would be highly sus if the state sent somebody to attack you. Given the amount of self-snitching that you've done, I imagine there are maybe a few people that have beef.
Is that why they sent them to attack me?
I understand
His
that.
lawyer probably said, shut the fuck up.
That's your position, that happened, but ultimately.
This judge, I think,
I don't
had
know
that
anything
case
about
as well.
case. I've never looked at it, okay?
Oh, this judge did not have that case. I don't want to talk about that case. I haven't looked at it. After maybe 30 minutes today, the prosecution has rested. It seems that they have not found C. Ray, and they are not calling Suge Knight at this point, much to my disappointment. The prosecution put on clips from interviews the defendant did with various interviewers or channels on YouTube, and said that the entirety of those videos was being admitted into evidence, but they only showed portions of them, significantly including the defendant basically saying, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. If you want the real truth from the real motherfucker, buy my book. And then we got into a few of defendant's jail calls where the defendant talks about his book. He's asked about it by the individual he's talking to on the phone. What's this book they're saying you wrote? Yeah, I did that. And at one point, the defendant says, I got paid to say that. But then he's joking with somebody else saying, when I get out of here, I'm rich, but my money's got blood on it. Followed by quite a lot of laughter from the defendant. He also says multiple times, they're using my words against me. He's not saying he didn't say any of the things. He's not saying they're not true. He's saying they're using my words against me and they can't do that. Well, I assure you, sir, they can in fact use your words against you. You've been Mirandized enough to know anything you say can and will be used against you. And at times it seems that he's talking about whether he violated the proffer with LAPD. But the feds got permission to bring his proffer conversations in, probably based on the fact that he wrote the book and said the same thing in the book that he said in the proffers. And the feds aren't the ones prosecuting him here. The feds say they won't use his proffer against him. And then the LAPD proffer, they said they won't use against him in that investigation. Well, that investigation was for the death of Biggie, and they're not using it against him. In fact, LAPD is not prosecuting this case. When he talked to Las Vegas PD, who was in fact investigating the death of Tupac, they said repeatedly, this is a statement. There is no deal here. This is not a proffer. You're just telling us what you want to tell us. No deal. And he's never had immunity, ever. So the prosecution ended on the defendant's own words, because the best witness against the defendant in this case is, in fact, the defendant. And then the defense said that they have a few witnesses tomorrow. I guess we'll see if they do. They said they're calling law enforcement witnesses. I don't think the defendant will testify, but I guess we'll see tomorrow. We'll do a poll on that tomorrow when we get back to court. Again, defendant has always had the right to remain silent, but just not the capacity to do so. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this episode and don't want to miss updates on your favorite cases, you're going to need the Law Nerd app at lawnerdapp.com. That way you can stay in the loop on the cases that matter most to you, and you never know when you're going to catch feelings for a new case. So make sure you get it for free on iOS and Android. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a Law Nerd.